constantly doing this, but this has been a lifelong dream of mine. I moved to Madison in August last year, and it was really a compelling moment. It was a really pivotal moment in my life. And so I wrote a lot of different songs, and I started recording Spirit of a Woman, which is an album that is really a collection of songs that pay tribute to the many really inspiring Native women, and just women in general in my world. I think without many of my friends, family, relatives, I don't think that I would be where I'm at. I have incredible admiration for the strength and perseverance of many of our Native women. So a lot of my songs are really about that. This song is actually about going home. It's actually called Making My Way Back Home. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Driving down 47, listening to the music play. Just past the sunset's welcome, like the flambeau is where I stay. Place where my grandmother lays, heart of the old Ojibwe. I said I'm making my way back home, making my way back home, making my way back home. I said I'm making my way back home. Sitting on Long Lake, oh, watching the sun fade. Shadows off in a distance, oh, I can hear them calling my name. They said they're making their way back home, making their way back home. They said they're making their way back home, making their way back home. Oh yeah. Walking down Old Village Road, oh, the footsteps behind me are slow. Walking behind me in spirit, I said they're off to Bear River they go. Oh, they're making their way back home, making their way back home. Oh, they're making their way back home. Oh, making their way back home. Listening to the stories of old ones, talking about way back when. Back when the music was spoken, and the nation lived from within. I said, I'm making my way back home, making my way back home, making my way, making my way, making my way. How many of you know about the boarding school? Maybe you know? I have a song that I wrote actually. It's actually a song that I discovered. I found a letter that was written by the superintendent from the Lac du Flambeau BIA boarding school. I found it was written in the late 1800s. It was written by Charlie Catfish. He was a member of our community who lived in the Old Village. And he wrote a letter to the superintendent of the BIA. And it read, "My neighbor, who doesn't speak English, has asked me to write this on her behalf. I am not writing this of my own But she would like to know what right you have to steal her child. He was still nursing at the time, and he's ill, and she would beg of you to return her child. And at the time, I tried to kind of feel what that might be like to have someone come and take my child at 3, 4, and 5, and immediately know that my child would be prevented from speaking the only language that they knew, and entirely immersed in a culture that he knew nothing about. And it was incredibly disturbing. Years later, I found a response actually that was written by the superintendent, and the response actually read, "I'm sorry, Mr. Catfish, we do not have any," and of course, that's not exactly the word, so I'm kind of ad-libbing some of it, but basically said, you know, we don't have any sick children at the school, and we don't have any children under the age of 5, of course, because our policy says anyone has to be over the age of 5. But since we go to houses and we visit and the parents are reluctant to, indicate the true age of their children, we have a stick and we measure them, and if they fit the measurement, they go to school. So this is a song actually that's partly in my language. It's called Gawi Niwe Jasin. It means I don't want to go. And it's a song about, I call him Mushkin Awaitan. It's a song about the little boy that was taken to the boarding school. Baby boy clings to his grandma's skirt. She speaks to a man using words he never heard. She reaches down and touches his head. Baby boy, you must go with this man. Gawin wish I say. Gawin wish I say. Gawin wish I say. Gawin wish I say. Baby boy looks over his shoulder. He sees his grandmother, she's bent over. Her tears they fall like a stormy rain. Her heart is breaking, he can feel her pain. I don't understand. Why did they take our children? I don't understand. How will my baby comprehend? Baby boy, through the door of a building, hair on the floor. They cut his hair and they took his clothes, then took his picture in an artificial pose. Gawin wish I say. Gawin wish I say. Gawin wish I say. Oh, Gawin wish I say. Grandma prays each and every day. Why did they take my baby away? Grandma cries even in her dreams. She swears she hears her baby screams. I don't understand. Why did they take my moccasins? I don't understand. When will I see my grandmother again? baby boy, now a man, no longer speaks Ojibwe. He once wore moccasins and sang us songs, and now he knows where he belongs. Going in with I'm gonna go. Going in with going in with oh, going in with Well, thank you. It was a pleasure sharing just a little bit of my new songs that are coming out in late November. Thank you for listening.